On the edge of North Africa lies Morocco, stretching from the Strait of Gibraltar to the sands of the Sahara. Centuries ago, Jews lived not only in Morocco's great cities, but also in its southern reaches, trading across the desert routes that link the kingdom to West Africa. The Jewish presence in Morocco goes back more than 2,000 years, more than 1,000 years before Islam, with roots traced to the First Temple period. With the Arab conquest, Jews lived for 1,000 years as second-class subjects as dhimmis. Between the 7th century and the onset of French and Spanish colonialism in the 19th century, Morocco's treatment of its Jews fluctuated between economic dependence and partial tolerance on one hand, and oppression, humiliation, and recurring outbreaks of violence on the other. By the medieval era, Jewish communities were established in Fez, Marrakesh, and among Berber tribes. But life was precarious. In 1438, Jews were forced into the Mellah of Fez, the first segregated Jewish quarter. In 1465, a pogrom in the same city left 6,000 Jews dead. Then came 1492. The expulsion of Jews from Spain, followed soon after by Portugal, brought tens of thousands of Jews into Morocco. They revitalized the community, bringing skills in trade, finance, and diplomacy, and became court merchants and advisors to the sultans. Families known as the Tujar al-Sultan represented Morocco in international commerce, while Jewish musicians enriched Andalusian traditions and shaped Moroccan culture. In the 19th century, European consuls offered new protections, but this only fueled local resentment. The colonial period beginning in 1912 sharpened divisions. The Fez pogrom that year, during which a reported 60 Jews were killed, showed the fragility of Jewish life, even as some Jews found new roles under French rule. During World War II, the Vichy regime imposed anti-Semitic laws, but Sultan Muhammad V refused to hand over lists of Jews to Hitler, famously declaring that Morocco's Jews were his subjects, not his enemies. After the war, the Arab-Israeli conflict affected Moroccan Jews. In 1948, pogroms in Oujda and Jarada left more than 40 Jews dead. Riots in the mid-1950s triggered mass immigration. Between 1948 and 1956, about 50,000 Jews left, most for Israel. Independence in 1956 brought Arabization and new restrictions. Jews were increasingly marginalized, and although many still served as advisors, politicians, and cultural figures, insecurity grew. In 1961, the sinking of the Ego's ship, carrying Jews fleeing illegally, symbolized the danger. Soon after, Operation Yahin enabled nearly 100,000 Jews to emigrate legally. By the 1970s, the once thriving community had all but vanished. Today, only about 2,500 remain, mostly in Casablanca. Moroccan Jews were deeply woven into the country's fabric, and a large share of Jews around the world today can trace their roots back to Morocco. They shaped music, politics, commerce, and even modern Jewish identity. In 2020, Morocco signed the Abraham Accords with Israel alongside the United States, opening the door to what could become a new era of reconciliation and renewed ties between Morocco and Israel.